Today, our loaf of bread comes from Epictetus, or at least this translation of Epictetus by Sharon LaBelle. Excellent translation, very thin, very easy to get through, and full of amazing wisdom. So, here we go. When something happens, the only thing in your power is your attitude toward it. You can either accept it or resent it. What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. You're probably noticing a theme here. I come to this a lot because it's one of the insights that I came upon earliest in my journey, and it's also one of the most enduring and powerful insights that I've had. What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. It was so simple and so clear and so self-evident when I first sort of read this line. I don't know if I read it in Epictetus first or in Marcus Aurelius, but wherever it was, it hit me like an arrow right in the chest, and it was like, of course, it's so simple, so simple. 10 people can go through the exact same experience and they'll all have a totally different reaction to it. If, events in themselves were good or bad or tragic or horrible or whatever, then everybody would react to them in a more or less uniform way. But that's not the case. And again, something that I often return to is Viktor Frankl, who wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. He went through something horrific. I mean, it's hard to deny how horrific the Holocaust was, and he was in the worst of it. And he, again, took that experience and used it to create something not only out of himself, but out of his suffering. So to me, that's proof positive that events in and of themselves are powerless. What really has power over us is our opinions and our judgments and our overall impression of those external events. And then a little later in that same sort of paragraph, or in that same subheading, he says, "Things and people are not what we wish them to be, nor what they seem to be. They are what they are." So again, it's the same idea. It's the fact that things are what they are. They're neither good nor bad, tragic, fortunate, horrible, unfair. These are all things that we project onto events, onto things and people. Things and people are not what we wish them to be, nor what they seem to be. What seems to me to be an unfortunate situation might actually be a very fortunate situation for another person, or might seem like a fortunate situation to that other person. So, again, it's really in the mind of the beholder, if you will.